Afternoon, everybody. I'm working from a slightly different place today, as I'm sure all of you know, so please bear with me. I might be working upside down, but I don't think that really matters because with Sanntangle, nothing's ever really the right way up, if you know what I mean. So I hope you're all having a good afternoon and you're all poised and ready to go. What I've got today then is I've got a tile. I've got my pen, my pencil and my tortillon. Actually, same one I was using on screen about 20 minutes or so ago. You know, time here is sort of, it's a bit weird. You're never quite sure what time it is. So here we go. First thing then, on the back of our tile. So we're going to write our full name just as before. There we go. Not that we're mixing and matching them all together at the moment, but it's nice because maybe when this is over, we might get them all together and do something about it. Or maybe if you send me photographs of your tiles, I can do a virtual mosaic and put them all together. That sounds like a good idea. If you want to do that, that would be lovely. I'll do that. 1st of April 2020, isn't time flying? And this is tile number 5. Here we go. So with that done, I'll put it that way. You see what I've done. There we go. Straight on then with our tile. I can't really see the screen today, so I want to say hello to everybody, but I say it's upside down and I can't quite see unless I move, so please, as I say, bear with me. All right, in with a pencil then. Now, deep breath. I'm going to do my dots. I'm not going to go too close to the edge. I'm not going to go sort of pencil width in. I'm going to come in a little bit more than that. And I'm going to press on so you can see where I'm going, but yours need only be nice and light, just so you can see them. Okay, go out a little bit so you can see where they are. And then nice and lightly from one to the other, I'm going to join the dots. Turning my tile as I go, one at a time. There we go. Do my tile again. Down we go. And then turning my tile again. And down we go. Okay, so you've got this sort of square shape in the middle, quite a heavy border around the outside. That's exactly what we want. So putting your pencil to one side, we don't need that now for a little while. And I'm going to go back in with my pen. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to. There we go. I'm going to sort of pick sort of around the centre. If you don't quite get the centre, it doesn't matter. You don't need to measure or do anything like that. Let's not worry about it. So from here, and I'm going to come out and I'm going to create sort of a curve shape. Okay? Here we go. And then I'm going to go from point to point and widen that curve a little bit so it looks like a very thin banana, or it looks like a little smile, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we'll see that. There we go. Okay, so from my centre-ish point, I'm going to come outwards. I'm going to work from here again. I'm going to come out and put a little bobble on the end. Colour it in. Okay? And then from here, come out and put a little bobble on the end. So far, so good. All right, let's go out a little bit so we can see where we are with that. So then I'm going to go from the bobble that I drew, and I'm going to follow a line down and round and bring it out. And then I'm going to do the same this side, down, round. It creates sort of a little leaf type shape. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're liking the dream catcher. Do you know I did love doing that one? It took a long time to sort of bring it to you. But I'm really pleased with the fact that you like it. I have actually got it here with me so I can show you a little bit closer. Maybe when we've done this. But let's focus on this for now. We see I've got my first little leaf. I've turned my tile a little bit. And I'm going to do the same. When I say the same again, I'm going to do that curve. It doesn't have to be the same size. And then again from the point, and I'm going to pull out to the point on the end there. Okay. Again from the bottom, pull out and put a little bobble on the end. And the same again, pull out and a little bobble on the end. Then from the bubble, down and round. And then again, down and round, so that joins at the top there. Okay, so we can all see that one okay? Let's go a little bit bigger. There you go. So now this time, I'm going to do one sort of in here, and I'm going to go the opposite way now. There we go. So it looks like it's going on the inside. And then through there. And then imagine this coming up and going to there. And that you wouldn't really see. But then coming round and up and round and up. So I've got one hidden. Do you know, I might even go in those little sort of flat banana kind of shapes. I'm going to fill in. I do like this little bit of colouring involved. I think it's adds that little touch of drama to it. These actually do look really nice if you use colours as well. It works quite well. There we go. Let's do the same with this one. Okay. This actually also looks good if you use a black tile and a white pen or a silver pen. That's quite nice to do. Okay. So from there then, let's do another. So curve again, curve outwards. And then from there, up and pull around to make that little bobble. Pull around to make that little bobble. Excuse me a second, I've got a message come up I need to get rid of. Let's cancel that. The joys of working not in your own place, eh? Here we go. Okay, so from here I can go up, around. Now I'm going to go out of my border a little bit there. That's absolutely fine. If you didn't want to, you want to stop it at the border, that's absolutely fine too. It's your tile. But I'm going to go out of it. Okay. So again, I'm just going to fill in that section. There we go. Just a little bit at a time. Or you can do it at the end if you want to, or you can choose to not colour it in at all. It's absolutely fine, whatever you want to do. There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn it around again. Oh, let's do one here. Perhaps not as big this time. See, I'm always coming back to that centre point. There we go. Round and down. From here, pull out, a little bobble. And then from here, pull out, little bobble. Okay. And from here, I'm going to come down and round. I'm loving actually what some of you have been putting on Facebook and showing your journal pages. I know that they're very precious to you and they're very personal, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. It's really nice to see that you're taking on board not just doing the tile, but you're doing the page as well. It's lovely to see. I'm going to do another one this way. And then there, underneath that one. Okay, and again from that point, bring it up and round, and then up and around. There we go. And then follow it round, up to the top, follow it round, and up to the top. You see mine's just slightly gone out the border again, that's fine. And I'm going to go back in. Just colour that bit. There we go. If you have got a thicker micron pen, you could always go in and fill it in with a thicker pen. But I'm just going to use the basics of whatever we've got here. So now I'm going to have a little one there. There we go. Round, up, round, and up. And colour that bottom bit in there. There we go. Another one here. Quite like doing these. They're lovely little. Well, they definitely look like leaves, but they are really nice. Nice shape to them as well. But again, I'm sure everybody's is going to be slightly different, and that's absolutely fine. Oh, hi Bernadette. as today, obviously I'm here all day today, but we will be packing parcels. When I say we, me and my husband, we'll be packing parcels tomorrow and getting them out to you as soon as we can. We've worked really hard to get them all on the shelves and ready to go out so you can get them as quick as possible. As I know you must all be going, well, not all, some might be going a bit stir crazy at the minute at home. So I'm doing my best. We'll get them there. All right. Well, I'm going to colour that in first. Look, there you are, little one there. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Okay, just a few. Okay, I might just sneak one in here. There we go, just a little one. There's little bobbles in. You see, so having the different sizes actually I think gives it a little bit of a something. There we go. Okay, so let's just make this a little bit bigger now. And then we see we've got some sort of space or gaps in this bit in the middle. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill it in with some bubbles, all different sizes. And if I've got any gaps left, I'm going to go in and fill them in with that black pen. There we go. And just make sure you're following it round so you can you go in the bits that are not leaves. There we go, filling in the little gaps that you've got left. All right. So space here. Again, make them all different sizes. Don't try and keep them all exactly the same. That's where they get their character, when they're all a little bit different. Okay, so just filling in little bits as we go. There we go. And another one here. Again, all different sizes, filling in as we go. There we go. A little bit there. Filling in. See, there's a little gap there, so I'm going to fill that one in as well. Any more? A bit here, look. Let's just, tiny little bubbles. Fill that bit in there. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're sort of at that stage. There's a little bit there, you see. I'm just going to get a tiny little bubble in. There we go, happy with that. Sometimes, you have to turn your tile and you look at it from a different viewpoint and you can spot other things that you sort of think, oh, that just needs tweaking. Or you can go, actually, I'm happy with that. See this here? That is actually in there, so that's okay. I'm happy with that one. So far, so good. All right, deep breath. Oh, it's Caitlin and her paradox. It's a fantastic tangle, that. If people thinking, what on earth's that? That's the pattern that we did on Monday. You have to go back and have a look at that. It's fantastic. But I'm going to show you one that's just as good now. So I'm going to go a bit bigger so you can see where I'm going with this one. And again, I'm working inside that border. And I'm going to start with a little dot. And then I'm going to go slightly round. And then I'm going to sort of add a little lump on the top. And then I'm going to go round a bit more. So if you've got a bit of a wobbly hand with this one, it's fantastic. Add a little bit of a bump onto it. And then follow it round a little bit. Add a bit of a bump. Follow it round, bit of a bump. And you see I'm actually now starting to wave my line a little bit and adding these little bumps as I'm going round. Now you don't need to worry, if you're getting them in the right place, the right shape, the right size. It's all going to be different. It depends on where you've started from and how you want to do it. So when I get to this border line, I'm not going to go over it now. I'm going to stop and carry on then, as though it's sort of gone underneath that line. You can't really see it. Okay, keep going. Now these can be as large or as small as you want them to be. I'm going to go a little bit further, I think. Just following the line on and then adding these little bumps as I go. There we go. I'll do another. You see, they're not necessarily, the same distance apart either. It's all very random. Dare I say random? There we go. Working my way through. Okay, so I've done the first one. So here we go. I'm gonna go and start another one now here. And again, I followed it round just to get it going. And then I've added a little bump and then work my way around. There we go, little bumps. Added my way around. Little bumps. And just keep working it round. You see, when I come to my original pattern, I'm pretending it's going underneath and picking it up when I can. I'm not going over that border this time, I'm keeping it within. There we go. I might go a little bit more actually, just to sort of fill that space in there. Okay. And one here, let's show you how that's working out so far. There we go. Again, start with the swirl. Working my way around. There we go. Just taking my time. No real plan. It's just sort of, I'm adding those little bumps as and when I can. There's no rush. Working my way up as I go. Okay. There we go. So let's do one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fill up that space. Just taking my time. There we go. Bit in there. That's it. And then let's start one here. Oh, thank you, Rita. Bet you're glad you went to Florida earlier than now. I do love Florida. I've been quite a few times. I used to actually take a group of school children to Disney in Paris, you know, on the sort of the last week of term with some other teachers. That used to be good fun too. Although trying to order a Mickey brioche and a cup of tea times 43 in French was a little bit difficult at times, but fun. They were good times, we enjoyed that. That's not happened for a while. I've not been in a classroom now teaching school children for, I think, 5 years. So, no, I'm much happy doing what I'm doing. I do miss teaching, but I'm still teaching, so that's okay. There we go. You see how that's starting to build now? If I just pull that a little bit, there we go. So that's starting to create a nice background, and there is something about this pattern that just sort of gets you going. And the more you focus in, I mean, get a little bit closer to that piece of paper that you're working, and just watch your pen flow through. And you'll notice when you're doing these little bumps, the ink takes a little bit longer to dry and it starts shiny. So you can tell I've been close. And I've done this a few times. I do like this tangle. It actually has got a really nice name. I mean, I don't know if you're aware that all these patterns that we do, all the tangles have a name. This one's called Diva Dance Rock and Roll. Do love it. Don't know what it means or why they called it that, but it's a nice one to do. There we go. I'm going to start another one here. Just working my way around. Right now, there's no rush. Don't try and keep up with me. Just enjoy the pace that you're going at. You've got lots of time. You can keep coming back to it if you need to. You know, sometimes when you're doing a tangle like this one and it's quite intense, you might just want to sort of release a little bit on your hands and then just relax with that pen a little, because sometimes you can find that you're holding it a bit too tight and it cramps up in your hand, and we don't want that. Just let the pen do its job. There we go. Just working its way around. Just going to keep going. until you think, okay, that's enough of that one, and then you just start another one. There we go. So it's doing these little bumps. Just changes the shape of that swirl. You're not quite sure where it's going to go, but that's the beauty of it. There we go, right in that corner. There we go. Just keeping it going. Working my way around. Some are going to be bigger than others. There we go. There's no rush. Just taking your time. I think imagine doing this in a gel pen, you know, maybe a gold, or maybe, I don't know, a sparkly red, and then do the leaves green. You could start to bring in a bit of colour now if you want to, and work with this. Depends where you are, I suppose, and if you just sat there and we've only got our basic equipment, that's absolutely fine too. It just looks just as lovely, just using the black and the white tile. There we go, just keep it moving. Taking your time and filling in your space. I'm going to pretend I've started one here and I'm going to have one coming this way. Just sort of filtering in. Now you can actually do this pattern in a straight line as well if you wanted to. I think it's it just works really well going around in a spiral, but if you wanted to do a wavy straight line and put little bumps on, or actually mix the two together, that would blow your mind a little bit, but it works well. There we go. Just keep it going. It's starting to build up that background now, isn't it? It's bringing those leaves to the foreground. Working my way through. I say, sorry I can't answer everybody's questions at once. I can't quite do it and see the screen at the same time. So if there's anybody wants to asks a question, I will come back and look at them afterwards, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. Or if there's any particular tangle or pattern that you think, oh, I'd like to try that, just ask, and if I can fit it in, I will. Happy to show you. Oh my word, from New York. Gosh, hope you're okay. What's the weather like over there? Is it, looking out the window, is it nice and warm, or is it still a bit cold? We're sort of grey and overcast here. We've not had any rain, but it's a little bit murky. But I just consider myself lucky I've been able to get out and come to the studio today. But we are taking all precautions. We're all being really safe. Everybody's very civilised, and it's still a nice atmosphere. I do like coming up here. But of course, we are sticking to all the rules. And I did make sure that my car was full of petrol, so I haven't had to stop. I've literally got in my car this morning, come straight here, and I'm going to be doing the same going home. We are looking at this. Oh, Rita, from my shop, what I tend to do is I keep the price the same, the price that they're on Create and Craft. My postage is pretty much the same, I think. But sometimes I find that if your postage, say your postage is, I don't know, for example, £3.50, and it only costs me £2.75, I do refund you the difference. I only take enough postage that I need to actually put it in the post box for you. But other than that, my prices are the same as Create and Crafts. It's just that usually I tend to use Royal Mail to send mine out, if I can. Depends on the weight, I think. And with Create and Craft they use Hermes. But with Hermes, although I parcel them up and book Hermes to come, I have to book it the day before, so I won't be in the office till tomorrow, so I'll be ringing them to come and collect your parcels on Friday. So it's not always me not getting them out quickly enough. Sometimes it's just how it works. You have to order the day before. So yeah, whichever works. I mean, Create and Craft have been really good to me, you know, and it's nice that through them I've been able to sort of, you know, get to know well, not all of it, but quite a lot of you people out there that are now watching me. So I thank them for that. And I'm really grateful that they're still running shows, because without them, I don't know if my business would quite get through it. So, you know, I'm really appreciative of that. Okay, there we go then. So we've got our nice leaves, we've got some little bubbles in the middle there, and then we've got our rock and roll diva dance round the outside. Looks good. So I'm not going to do any more tangles on there. I'm going to come in now with my pencil and I'm going to go back in to my little leaf shapes. Now don't worry about where the shade's coming from or not. I'm just going to pick a side and I'm just going to add in a bit of pencil. See, nothing particularly neat, just adding some pencil in. Same on this one. Okay, same on this one. See, I might add a little bit there as well, but there's no rules in that sense. Let's just get a little bit on there. Okay, so I've added a bit to all of them, even that little one there. My bubbles, I'm just going to do that little sort of side smirk, just to give them a bit of something. Only if you can get in there. Okay, so using the tortillon, we're going to go in just nice and gently. Follow the shape of your leaf that you've created. Let's go round in a little bit of a swirl there, and let's just bring a little bit of shade to one side. There we go. I'll miss that bit in there, a little bit there, and let's just get that going. There we go. Working our way around. Alright, so you can see I put quite a lot of pencil on that. Let's go out a little bit so you can see, because I keep turning it around and I end up out of screenshot. There we go. And let's see on this one. Let's see, I've put a little bit on both sides there. There we go. And a little bit here. Turn my way around. And the same with this one. So the idea is that you smooth it round, but you try and leave some of the section with no graphite on at all. That's what gives it that little highlight. So we're not trying to cover the whole thing, just part of it. Okay, so there's my leaves. Let's go in a little bit. Now don't you worry about that, Bernadette. You just keep going at it. Honestly, there's no right or wrong, so don't knock yourself for that. Just put a little bit less pencil on and then smooth it ever so gently, and then add some if you need it. Just build up as you're going. No, don't you worry about it. Okay, so my background, I'm just going to imagine that they're in a circle or a swirl, and I'm just going to add a little bit at one side. But I'm going to try where I can and just keep it at the same one side for all of them. Again, I'm not being particularly neat, I'm just putting a little bit of graphite on. Okay, almost imagine those little smiles again that I did. Okay, I'm back in with the tortillon, and I'm not even trying to spread it too much, I'm just smoothing it out just a little bit. Okay, just on that one side. There we go. A bit under there. Okay. going to just, some of these leaves, I'm just going to go and add some of that pencil just on the edge. Maybe a little bit there. See, I might, because this one's going over this one, I'm going to add a little bit on that edge too. A little bit there. You see where this is going. I'm only sort of picking one side. There we go. A little bit there and a bit there. Do you know, I might not even blend that. I think I'm going to leave that one quite heavy. Or maybe just this little bit here. Just a touch. See, not much. I'm just going down with the tortillon. Just makes it a little bit different from everything else that's there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Julie, it's no problem at all. Do you know, I am probably getting just as much, if not more, out of these than you are. So please, it's the least I can do. No, it's not a problem. All right, so I'm pressing on now. I've gone in quite heavy around the outside edge. You see, this one's come over my border, so I'm not colouring over that. And I'm just going around and adding that little bit of shadow there. Okay, so I've gone quite heavy. Then in with my tortillon. See, I'm on the side. I'm not at the point, I'm on the side. And I'm just smoothing that edge off. Okay. Turn it round and same again. You see, I'm ever so gentle, just sort of pushing it out a little bit. And same again. And the same again. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned, I think I have. You know, using a lot of graphite and you put it in your journal, close your book, and you find that your graphite's ended up on your page next to it. Use a little bit of hairspray, just fix it in place. There are some sprays out there you can use, but I'm just thinking, what have you got in your cupboard at the minute that you can sort of use? Okay, I'm just going to go back in with my pen, and I'm just going to now draw in that original borderline. Just around the edges. If you find some of your background tangle has sort of come over, just sort of join the lines, work it round. Take it nice and easy. There we go. Just turning your tile each time. And I'm going to stop there because that's come out anyway over that one. There we go. And where I put that original shade on those first leaves, I'm going to go back in with my pen. There we go. Just sort of define that line again. Sometimes they disappear by the time you've put a lot of pencil over the top. So sometimes going back in and just adding that line just sort of improves the definition a little bit. There we go. Start that one. Finish on that one. Okay, so let's pull out that. How many sessions are you What was that? How many sessions are you planning on doing? Well, in our little emergency packs, there's 12 tiles. So I thought we'd go with doing the 12. We'll see how far we get anyway. I mean, you might get fed up of me by then and think I don't want to do this anymore. But certainly that's sort of the plan at the minute, if that's okay. And then we can sort of evaluate from there. So if we find that we need to do a few more, then I'm sure we can fit it in somewhere and do a few more. But I certainly think if it's helping, then I'll try and keep them going for as long as I can. There we go. I've just added my little signature there as well. Okay. So that's 2 patterns, or maybe 3. Yeah, we'll call the middle one 3. So we've got Tipple, Diva Dance, Toodles in there. We've gone in with some black, done our pencil. If I turn it that way, that's the way I've done my initials. There we go. Oh, what was that? Hang on. Oh. I will put a picture up of a page I forgot to seal. Oh, but that's fine. You can always fill it with, I don't know, you could always find the dark bits within it maybe and start to tangle within that and create a page based on your shadows and your shade. That could be interesting. So I've been working on my journal page. Again, it's a work in process or progress. And you can see here, this is the one that I did earlier. Very same but different. Okay, and I've got my tiles in there as well. And you can see that around the edges now, I'm starting to build in this pattern. I've not actually got the rock and roll, the swirls all in here yet, but I think that I'm going to put some straight and some curves in there. And that's the sort of the other side of it. If I go in a little bit, there you go, so you can see the whole page as it's starting to work. So this one, I don't know, maybe I'll go in at an angle, maybe I'll put it in here. So, you know, I'm not fully decided yet, but what I'll do, I will sort of do a little bit of work on that, and I'll get it finished, and then I'll post it so you can see what I've done, just as I hope that you'll post the work you're doing. So just before we finished, that's our tile for today. This is the picture that I was working on earlier in the studio, and now you can see here that this is the one that I've done just by creating the stencils. So there we go. So this is just one of the shapes that you can do, and obviously I've done it in pen, rubbed all the pencil out, added in my rows. You can see there where I've started to put those little dotted lines in. Okay, and then from there the feathers. And you can see there that I've started to add some of those patterns in as well. So bringing in now the one that I've filled in, you can see there, look, that's where I've done the rows, and I've added those dotted lines. But you can see here I've started to add the pencil, just like we've done with the last tile. And then of course, as you work your way down, you see this is the pattern fully done, and a little swirl I did. So I will do a little bit more on that, and depends on, you know, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, I think, and then I'll sit and do a bit of that. And I've got my my journal to be working on as well. So looking back at the one we've done today, I hope you've enjoyed that one. I think that's a really nice one. It's really strong, and it will fill a lot of shapes. You could even fill your feathers and things like that in with these patterns that we've been using. Actually, if you think using these leaves and filling it in around some of this shape here, actually I might do that just so you can see it. You can actually, there we go, if I find a little bit of in a second, a bit of a flower shape there, see one of my leaves, you can go in and you can add in some of those leaves that we've just done. So it's sort of, you know, I'm just giving you the starting point. You can then work and you can do whatever you want to do with it. It's where you're going to take it. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with this kit, actually. There we go. See there where it sort of fits in? There we go. A bit further out maybe. There you are. You can see, look, where they've started to sort of infiltrate. I might put a few more around here and see how that goes. So yeah. Oh, by all means, Christine, if you think you need to practice it first, but do you know what? Go straight on a tile, because you're never quite sure what you're going to get, and just give it a go. I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. So, where do you all post your finished tiles? Either on this page, which is Sandra Rushton Artist, or I do have another page, it's just Sandra Rushton, that you can go on and put some on there as well. So whichever works, and they sort of merge in from one to the other anyway. Or if there's anything that you're not sure about and you need a little bit of a hand, put it on there and ask. And if I don't get to you, I'm sure somebody else will, and give you a little bit of insight as well. So I hope that's helped. I hope you've enjoyed that one. That's our tile number 5. So we'll be back on Friday afternoon, and I'll keep it to the 2 o'clock session so we all know where we are and what we're doing. How big are my tiles? I think every certified teacher has a different size depending on what they do. Mine are 8.3 centimetres square, but you can work on whatever size tile you like. It really doesn't matter. Working on something small means that you're not spending a massive amount of time, you're not using a lot of resources, and you don't need a huge space to work in. But again, whatever suits you, whatever is right for you. And don't think you have to work on this one colour. You can work on any colour. I've mentioned black already, but work in the spring colours if you feel like. Work with a red tile with a gold pen or a black, looks really nice. Whatever you have and whatever goes, just enjoy the process and don't worry about the final result. That will all come all on its own. You just do what you can and enjoy it. So thanks ever so much, everybody. I'm going to go get back in there now, and I'll speak to you all on Friday. Okay, see you soon. Bye.